All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of QuattroQuattroDos. I don't know why I keep doing this, but if you're watching the show, you saw what I did. If you're listening, I would recommend to go and watch the YouTube channel, QuattroQuattroDos on YouTube as well. Obviously, you can follow me on any of the links below and stuff like that. Welcome back to another episode. Another week. This one's kind of a little bit late, but we got it in here. We were able to make it in before the next game caught up to us. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about basically we're gonna keep it very, very short. I want to actually just record it and get it out because I already took too long to get it recorded and stuff. But with work and family and everything in between, and being lazy on some days that I'm off, I just didn't have the time to actually sit down and record it. And also, I actually rewatched the Dynamo game, or actually rewatched the second half because I wanted to get a better view on the episode. So before we do all that, I just want to shout out once again my Patreon because I need help, and when it comes to help, I need help like financially to buy better gear and stuff like that. So if you guys are willing and you have it in your heart, you can go and sign up on patreon.com/QuattroQuattroDos. The lowest here is actually $3. So if you have $3 a month, that would be perfect. I'm trying to get a new laptop that is going to help me produce my content a little bit better and hopefully take out. Literally, I sat today right now 15 minutes trying to get my computer to work. So if you guys can help me out with that, that would be, from the bottom of my heart, I would appreciate everything. But yeah, man, and also if you sign up for the $10 tier, if you are down with that one, you'll get one of these personalized little things, that I will be painting for you with something specific, to you, but obviously soccer related. So I did that one for myself. It's one of my favorite goals of all times, the Bergkamp goal. Who's actually thinking about buying Arsenal with Thierry Henry and the guy from Spotify. So I don't know if you guys heard about that. The Super League stuff that happened, and now everybody's trying to have their owners or whoever is their investors and stuff like that trying to quit. So this is actually one of the latest ones that I've been drawing. As you can tell, I haven't finished, but it's going to be a little bit more. Obviously, this is just like a little rough draft, but it's going to include, a soccer crest and then some other stuff on the back because it's actually a very special one. It's actually for my mom. So I'm trying to make it something meaningful and stuff like that. So that's what I try to do with every single painting that I do. Whatever you bring to me, I want to include it in there. So, Also, I'm watching the Monterrey, Columbus. I can say Columbus because Columbus is white, I guess. But yeah, Columbus just kind of flipped it around here on Monterrey. So it looks like an exciting. Wright Phillips. He just walked in too, so he got a goal. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff going on. Champions League happening. The Champions League, like the European Champions League, is going on. I'm actually going to have I'm gonna find somebody. If you are very into the European Champions League, I would love to chat. Have like a European Champions League show, and then also I am going to see if I'm sure he's either. Well, I don't know if he's listening, but if he's not listening, I will hit up my boy Urruti from Crossing Soccer Borders. And he's actually doing a podcast dedicated to CONCACAF and everything related to like CONCACAF soccer in a way, so going from like Canada all the way to like Panama. So obviously with CONCA Champions going on right now, I want to dedicate, maybe I can do like an episode dedicated to the Champions Leagues, the European and the Central American one, or Central and North American one. So I'm gonna hit him up, and then I'm gonna hit this other person up, and maybe we can have like a trifecta of Conca champions and Conca UEFA, the Concas. And then also some, hopefully in the near future as well, I would love to connect with somebody that is really into Copa Libertadores, because it would be cool to have like a Copa Libertadores moment. Because also me being a Boca Juniors fans and Boca being in the Copa Libertadores, it would be fun to talk to somebody, to basically hit all the points. And also, I will be hitting up probably somebody here soon to talk about the NWSL, which is coming up very, very soon. They have released, or at least the Houston Dash has released their upcoming full schedule. So I will be talking to, I'm going to hit up somebody from that is more into the NWSL. So, because, you got to give credit where credit is due. NWSL is growing, is getting bigger, is getting better. And, teams like the Dash are doing great. So, even though they came out from 2-0-0 tie, or 2-0-0 ties, I believe, and a 2-0-0 ties. Did they lose the second one? I'm not sure. But they did win the last game that they had. So, with that being said, and everything out there, I want to cover, all the soccer that we can cover in the show. So, we'll be if you are interested or have, some content related with the Champions League, hit me up. I have some people in mind, but, we'll see what we can do. But if you want to hit me up. DMs are completely wide open. I'm going to talk to my boy Urruti from Crossing Soccer Borders. And then, we'll find somebody from Copa Libertadores so they can, we can chit chat about that. And then we'll find somebody from the NWSL so we can chit chat about that as well. But like I said I repeated it again. Let's go ahead and talk about this Dynamo game that happened Saturday night in Portland. A lot of people were kind of expectant because they had seen a really good Dynamo against San Jose. Towards the end, it got kind of like, struggling. But, at the end of the day, we did get the 3 points. And we're flying to a Portland who, since, they're like in the final stages of in the Champions League, in the CONCACAF Champions League, obviously they weren't going to put their 11 starters from the get-go, right? They were going to put some guys from the bench and some of the starters, kind of mix them up, because obviously the most important game right now is going to be your international games and your literally week 2, MLS game, especially against a Houston Dynamo who is known for not being too good on the road, who is known for, kind of choking and not being that great. Let's be honest, right? Almost bottom on the table. But we went up there and we played really, really good. So this is in what's it called? Not in memory, because he's not dead. But I guess you can say inspired by Tab Ramos. I got myself a little notebook where I am going to be keeping notes. I forgot to ask him last year, but I'll probably ask him in the next couple of rounds of press conferences if I get a chance, about that little. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but he always carried a little notebook and he would write little things here and there. And I always meant to ask him about it, but in respect or in honor to him, I got a little notebook where I am. This is going to be the 2021 Dynamo MLS season. But I got some notes here. I put who's going to be my this and that and this and that. My predictions, and I got some notes from the game. Like I said, I rewatched the second half. And Portland, obviously, they beat us 2-1. So I'm going to go through my notes and then kind of break them down little by little. And then hopefully we'll keep it under the 20-minute mark. But yeah, Bonilla Garcia, again, as a center back. But it also, Bonilla Garcia doesn't do a bad job as a center back. But you can tell he's not a center back. Because the qualities of a center back, obviously I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a professional, but, I played center back in high school. I know it's not the same. I know it's not like a professional thing, but I want to believe in my mind that, I can tell the difference between, having played center back and actually having played left back and having played like as a defensive mid. Growing up and stuff like that, and competitive and until I was like 18, 19 years old. So yeah, you can tell like Bonilla is not a center back because of the way that he like stabs at the ball. what's it called? Defensive midfielders, they're known for like, you know, biting at balls, or like, you know, trying to anticipate balls and stuff like that from the attacking players, because if they miss, you know, they still have like a line of 4 guys behind them to like kind of cover their mistakes. You know, if they win the ball, they win the ball. It's perfect. You know, you can go in a counter attack. But those are some of the things that you can do as a center back, because if you know, make a mistake and you give up that, you know, that ball goes through you, and the attacker goes through you, then you're basically pretty much kind of fucked, you know, because, excuse my French, but you're literally the last line of defense, you know. You are the center back, you know, and you're gonna give them basically a free, you know, and a free attacking opportunity, and even though you can tell that he was doing the best that he could, there was times that, you know, he would either go too forward as his center back, as his defensive mid self would, you know, in a regular game, because that's what he plays, and but then he would leave the back too open, and then that meant that Tim had to come back and kind of cover both spots, and then it just kind of it left some vulnerable. Ooh, that's a tough word. Vulnerable, is that a word? But I want to say the other word, vulnerability. Wow, that's terrible. But you know what I mean. It leaves the back kind of vulnerable, but with the EDT, you know, at the end of the vulnerable. But it is what it is. Tyler Pasture, I think actually Rudy said in our group chat that, you know, everybody and their mama is basically writing an article about Tyler Pasture. I think I read either at least 2 already, and I think one of them, one also from the Dynamo Theory, is coming out today if you're listening, or tomorrow, whatever it is. Sorry, I'm kind of stopping on the video because my computer kind of froze, so I don't think it's recording. So I might just have to repeat the Tyler Pasture part. I just don't want to. I want to make sure my people listening on like audio are able to get the whole shebang. But I think my computer completely froze. So if you are listening on the audio, please, you know, if you're not listening to this, then you're fucked. But if you are listening, please kind of go back and try to see if you can listen to everything. But I think you heard it. But I just got scared because my shit froze, and then it just came back to normal. But whatever, let's keep going. So Tyler Pasture had a great first half. Probably one of the ones that had the most activity as an attacker for the Houston Dynamo, and I think he has been proven why he is, you know, he has a starting role. You know, like he has proven that, you know, he deserves to be in the starting 11 for the Houston Dynamo. You know, he has created chances, he has assists. You know, he's the one kind of putting the ball and attacking the ball. And I think he had a great first half, but the thing is that, not like, I don't want to throw shade at him because I know it's not his fault completely, but, you know, we can't, you know, you're at a level where you're a professional, and unfortunately, like, you can't have one half players. And I know this might sound bad or negative, or me looking at the, you know, at the empty half of the cup or whatever, but, you know, I just want to, because I saw somewhere, I don't know who made, it might have been Glenn Davis, I don't know, that he put, like, instead of men of the match, it was like men of the half, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know, nothing against anybody, you know, it's, but it's like, we can't, like, have men of the halves. Like, that's not a thing, you know. Like, we can't start creating like new titles, because, I mean, I know it wasn't, like, you know, intentionally done in a bad way, or, you know, there was no bad intentions behind it, but I just think it just gives the wrong perspective, because imagine, like, conforming yourself to just having a good half. Like, no, the game is, I mean, the first thing that they tell you, you know, the game is 90 minutes and you play till the whistle blows, you know, and for you to play just 45 minutes of good soccer and then the other 45 minutes, you're astray, obviously you're not going to get anywhere, because you're only a half a game player. But I'm not saying that Tyler Pasture is a half game player. All I'm saying is that he's still learning. He's still kind of getting into the hang of coming back to the MLS, and it's like a new trial, a new opportunity for him to showcase his talent. Because obviously we know he's very talented. You can see it. He has proven in 2 games that he is probably one of he's in an indefinite starting 11 in this Houston Dynamo. But we have to come to a point where Tyler Pasture can be not only a 45-minute difference maker, but a 90-minute difference maker. You know what I mean? But like I said, nothing against Pasture. I think he played a great game, a great first half. Second half wasn't much to be said about that. But shout out to Tyler Pasture. He actually got man of the match just because he was the only one creating something, and Fafa too. Fafa was the only one that kind of attempted. Memo was lost compared to last game. Last game Memo was very into it and he was very decisive. He scored a goal. He had a great game. Moving the ball around and stuff like that. This game he kind of just disappeared. He was nowhere to be found. And it happens. Sometimes you have those games, but it's just a matter of bouncing back and trying to see what he's going to do with against LAFC. Another thing that Urruti actually pointed out, and also in a group chat, shout out to Urruti from Crossing Soccer Borders, the podcast, go listen to it. Tab Ramos has been making substitutions kind of late. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I actually noticed that too, and I noticed that last game, the first game of the season. But the first game of the season, you kind of, especially with a win, you kind of let things kind of fly by, But this game, you're like, dude, like, we can't be putting in guys 80th minute. Like, you can't give guys just 10 minutes to play with. Like, if you see somebody, like, for example, Tyler Pasture wasn't having a great half, and he took out Fafa, who was having a lot more movement, even though Fafa was getting shut down by homie in the left, Bonilla. He, on the right, I guess, right defensive back for Portland. He was shutting down Fafa like really well, but Fafa was the only one attempting, at least in the second half, to like attack. Tyler Pasture was nowhere to be found, and I guess I can say I disagree with the decision that Tab had of taking Fafa out and putting Lassiter in. I would have put Lassiter for Tyler Pasture, if anything, because Tyler Pasture was the one that wasn't. I know Tyler Pasture can be decisive in in a minute, but it is what it is, right? But yeah, last minute substitutions. Talking about substitutions, something that I might actually, hopefully if I get to it, ask Tab Ramos is about Quinteto. So Quinteto last year was, if not the best, one of the best goal creators, or not goal creator, but creator of chances of goal for any team in the MLS. Like, Columbus just scored another one. Lucas Ladashan, the Argentinian. But yeah, he was the one creating the most opportunities, not only for the Houston Dynamo, but for the MLS, like the entire league. He was one of the most creative people. But then again, this year he just kind of lost. He doesn't start. He plays like 10 minutes. Some say physical stuff, but it's like, what happens? Like, where is Quinteto? Why do we have Quinteto? Should we get rid of Quinteto? Like, is his time done with the Dynamo? Personally, I think I've said this a million times, but me personally, I don't like Quinteto. Not as a person or as a player, I just, whatever. I just don't think he fits, or he is going to give the Dynamo, I don't think he fits in the team. And I know that's probably an unpopular opinion because like I just said 5 minutes ago, he is one of the most creative or goal creators, goal chance creators in the whole league. But I just don't see him fitting with the team. Like, I know he is very talented. I'm not denying his talent. I just don't think he fits with this team. But that's my personal opinion, and it is what it is. I'm sharing it here in my platform, but you can agree or disagree. If you agree with me, I would like to know why you agree, and if you disagree with me, I would love to know why you disagree. Please comment. Let me know what's up. They just took back the goal from Columbus. I was gonna say Portland. Handball. Lundy attacks, Urruti covers. So I really like that dynamic of Urruti coming back and covering. I just think first of all, I usually like Argentinians because, they're my people, I guess. But the effort and the heart that I see from Urruti, Monterrey almost tied. But because the third goal got called back. But yeah, I really like the fact that Urruti, like, you can tell the dude fights, like, every ball, fights with heart. I heard him on Glenn Davis, and he seems like a guy that he's willing to leave it all on the field for the team. And I love people like that. I love people that play with their heart. I love people that play, like, every single ball. And that's why I, gravitated towards Lundy as well, because I think Lundy is a player like that. So I like the fact that when Lundy attacks or somebody attacks and he has to track back, he'll track back for you, He doesn't, he's not just like a number 9 that just chills in the box or something, And also we have to be better at finishing, and basically the last third, the third of attacking, like, we have to, like, learn how to put the ball in the net, because we're going to be suffering the whole entire year like we did last year. Like, we were creating the most chances, but we weren't putting the ball away. And that was, like, one of the things that Ramos said. And we need to do that. We need to finish. We need to put the ball away. The Timber goal, it was basically, I'm not going to blame it on Vera, but Vera wasn't tracking back his player. So if you go back and look at the game or look at that goal, I'm not saying it's Vera's fault, but, he wasn't tracking back his player. And it was an easy goal for the Timbers. But yeah, man. And also something that I don't know if you guys are going to agree, and I'm going to close down with this, is that, I already said, let me just name a man of the match. I think I said it, Tyler Pasture. Darwin Quintero's lost a lot of balls. And then for the other team, for the Timbers man of the match, I picked a whole bunch of them. Bonisha, who shut down Fafa and Lundy, and then Asprilla and Chara. Chara's a freaking beast, man. So the last thought that I have, and I'm going to shut it down with this one, is that the Dynamo has a lot of, especially in the last 15, 20 minutes, and I think everybody will agree with me, and it's something, I don't know if it's going to be a realization for many of y'all, but this is the way that, like, it hit my mind, and I was like, poof, mind blown, right? But the Dynamo has too many oh shit moments. Like we have too many moments that we are scared, and it's something that I didn't see in the Timbers. Like, I'm telling you, watching the second half once again, I saw the times that the Dynamo attacked, and I saw the times that the Portland attacked, and every time the Portland attacked, it was literally a moment that you're like, oh shit, like you're holding on to walls, or like you're holding onto your chair, or like, you're squishing your butt, your butt cheeks, because you're like, oh no, like, like you're scared because you, like, I don't know if maybe it's me that I don't have confidence, or maybe I have like some type of like PTSD, when it comes to like getting scored on the last 15 minutes. But the Portland Timbers defense, in when we were attacking, they seemed so sure of themselves, and like they seem like, we got this, like we control this, like, yeah, they're attacking, but no, like nothing's gonna happen. And we wouldn't even get a shot on goal. We literally got our first shot on goal in the second half in like minute 72 or 71. Actually 71, because Urruti took a shot on goal, and they literally, from that play, they scored. But look at that, from 45 to 71, it was no shots at goal. The goalie chilled, and there was no oh shit moments when, like, for us to them. Monterrey scored again, 2-2. From us to them, but from them to us, literally almost 9 times out of 10, every time that they attacked, it was like an oh shit moment, because like the ball would go right through like the post, or like, you know, a little bit too far wide, either side, a little bit too high, or, you know, Marriage had to make a save or something like that. But I think we need to start controlling our oh shit moments. Like, we need to be sure of our defenders. We need to be sure that we're tracking back. We need to be sure that we are solid as a defense, man. Like, we can't be getting scored on. I mean, we didn't get scored on in the last 15 minutes, but it was in the last 18 minutes. So we need to be a team that learns how to shut down the freaking game when we have to shut down. And I know, like, we kind of picked it back up after they scored to try and, like, you know, try and come back and tie it up, but it was already too late, you know. But with all that said, we will shut it down here. I made it to the 24-minute mark, so we're going to close it down here. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to go to YouTube, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, whatever. Don't forget, if you're into European soccer, hit me up. Let's do something. If you're into Copa Libertadores or South American soccer, hit me up. Let's do something. If you're into the NWSL, hit me up. Let's do something. You know, I'm going to hit up my boy Urruti for CONCACAF stuff. And yeah, man, let's work together. Also, don't forget, shout out to Patreon, or if you want to contribute, you know, show some love there, you can also hit me up there. You know, $3 goes a long way for me, honestly. It goes a long way. So I appreciate everybody that's already on my Patreon. Shout out to all my patrons or whatever. But yeah, thank you very much. We'll have another episode after the LAFC game. I will for sure have that one no later than Tuesday. This one just kind of went, you know, kind of got out of my hands real quick. But we're here, though. You know, we're trying to hold it down. But yeah, QuattroQuattroDos on everything. See you guys later. Your boy Cristian. Deuces.